Sydney's racing spotlight goes to Brisbane, while the jumps action hots right up at Flemington. Reigning Grand National hurdle winner Sir Agrafo has his first run over the brush this preparation. And exciting Tasmanian chaser Tengahari will try to win back-to-back Glam steeples. Eagle Farm Racecourse will have all eyes on it at 2:55, when most of Australasia's best sprinters vie for the prestigious Elders Handicap. Brisbane 3-year-old Planet Ruler will stretch his winning sequence to 11 if successful, while Campaign King will try to become only the third horse in history to win the Rothmans 100,000 and Elders Double. All this action will be seen live and exclusive to 10 Sports Action.
Well, a very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Queen's Birthday meeting here, the first day of the two-day carnival at Flemington, on what promises to be a very fine afternoon. However, the track is heavy, and I've been told by the racecourse manager, Ron King, it's heavier around the back of the course. We have the false running rail in today from the 2,000 metre mark onwards. From 2,000 to the 1,500, it's out 3 metres, and from 1,500 on to the winning post, it's out a total of 7 metres.
Enjoyed the telecast. Race 1 is clear. In race 2, it's 6 Barlandy and 12 San Manos. Race 3, all clear. Race 4 today, clear. Race 5, number 11, Rigadoon is scratched. In race 6, take out 12 Fairy Wand and 14 Something Stunning. In race 7, take out 6 Drury Sun, and race 8, all clear. Randwick in Sydney, only 3 scratchings where the track is good, and the first race coming up in less than 5 minutes' time. In the first, take out number 8, Willing. It's the scratching in the opening event. The second race today is clear. The third, take out 3 Short Black. Race 4, all clear. Race 5, take out number 9, Fromoli. Races 6, 7 and 8, all clear. Now, the good news in Brisbane today at Eagle Farm is that the track is good for this magnificent program, the Elders, the Derby and the O'Shea Stakes. Race 4 is the first of the... that was Adelaide, by the way, but we'll go to Brisbane now. In race 1, take out 4, 5, 9. Race 2 is clear. Race 3, the Derby, take out Carlisle Court number 5. In race 4, no scratchings. In race 5, the Elders take out 2 Dazzling Duke, 5 My Arctic Wolf, 23 Romanartis and 24 Cool Report. Race 6, the big Wait for Age race, take out Equity Girl from the Jeff Murphy stable number 7. The $100,000 race, race 7, take out One Eye of the Sky, 16 Palomino Star, 21 Rock Art and 22 So Presumptive. And in race 8, take out 8, 11, 14 and 20. Now let's go back to Adelaide for a moment, where the daily double is races 4 and 6 as we see the hurdlers coming into the mounting yard. In race 4, take out 9 Star for Us, and in race 6, take out 5, 8, 13 and 16. Heavy track at Victoria Park. Sydney coming up, almost on time side. Go.
This time he has, and a good start. Generation Gap and Cafe Opera began quickly. So did Love Me Tender. Cafe Opera's going to lead. Darting up hard on the inside is Cinnamon now to join Cafe Opera. Cafe Opera rolled off the rails, and Cinnamon, the stablemate of Generation Gap, is cutting at Cafe Opera for the lead. This gives Generation Gap and All Stormy a nice sit just in behind the pace from Love Me Tender. 3 lengths away next in the field was Let's Go Love, and dropping to the rear is She's So Pretty. And now near the home corner, Cinnamon on the inside and Cafe Opera the outer of the joint leaders, 3/4 on All Stormy. Generation Gap has been 3 wide all the way. Love Me Tender in the centre. 2 lengths away next was Let's Go Love, and She's So Pretty at the rear. Well, there's a line of 5 coming around the corner here. Cinnamon in front of Cafe Opera. All Stormy's gone up quickly with Cafe Opera. Generation Gap is the widest of them with Love Me Tender on top of the rise now. Cinnamon is just the leader. All Stormy quickly gathered it. Cafe Opera's immediately under the whip, and likewise Generation Gap from Love Me Tender. Inside the 200, All Stormy is the leader. Cafe Opera in second position. Cinnamon's battling on well on the inside, but All Stormy's got the measure, I think, of Cinnamon, and All Stormy's going to win the first. All Stormy scores by a length and a quarter. All Stormy first, Cinnamon second, Cafe Opera third. They were followed by Love Me Tender. Generation Gap was never travelling sweetly from She's So Pretty.
2, 4 and 1 across the line. The first race at Randwick, 2, 4, 1. All Stormy approximately 2.45 and 85 cents. Cinnamon to pay $2.40 a place, and there will be no third dividend for number 1, only 7 starters in the first event. It's 2, 4 and 1 across the line, race 1 in Sydney. The openers for the second event, 1 Grillette, $1.50, 2 Prince Invader, $3.10.
And in the first at Randwick today, 250 and 65 all Stormy. Cinnamon 260, no third dividend for Cafe Opera. The Quinella was 15.30 and the trifecta 88.30. 2-4-1 Randwick race 1. Lachelle in the first, the light on, most interesting race, away they go. Mary Ripper restrained from the outside, and Sir Agrafo very slow to begin the Grand National winner. Caledonian Concord away well with Pagliacci at the first, Noblest Roman, Mycord, Jewel, Mary Ripper, Surveillance. And the 2 Grand National winners, Sir Agrafo and Prince Lindell back at the rear. About to enter the straight, 11 hurdles to go, and Caledonian Concord led a length and a half to the great Pagliacci. Noblest Roman tucked away on the inside of Mycord, Jewel, Wonder Mary Ripper, Surveillance, the rail. Sir Agrafo and 2 to Prince Lindell. Going slowly in the straight the first time. They've got 3 hurdles here. One's a temporary. It'll come down on the second round. And Caledonian Concord a length and a half. Pagliacci, Noblest Roman, Mycord, Jewel. Sir Agrafo nice and handy. Surveillance, the rail, Mary Ripper, and 3 lengths to Prince Lindell. Caledonian Concord's got his ears pricked as he approaches the third hurdle. He jumped it rather high but safely, about 3/4 of a length to Pagliacci. 1 to Noblest Roman, a half Mycord, Jewel on the fence, Sir Agrafo. Len Morn having his first ride over the hurdle on Surveillance with the yellow cap back third last. Oh, Pagliacci put in a short one there. Mary Ripper back second last outside Surveillance, and 4 lengths to Prince Lindell. Leaving the straight, 2,200 to go in the Lachelle hurdle, and it's Caledonian Concord 3/4 Pagliacci. Tucked away on the fence, Noblest Roman, Mycord, Jewel. Getting into the track a bit. 1 to Sir Agrafo, a length and a half Surveillance, Mary Ripper, and 2 lengths away Prince Lindell. They can't be going very hard because Prince Lindell normally tails out a bit further than this at the 2,000, and Caledonian Concord about 3/4 Pagliacci. Noblest Roman, the second favourite on the inside of the favourite Mycord, Jewel, who jumped that well. Sir Agrafo tucked away on the rail for Hugh Davies, the English rider, a length and a half. Mary Ripper, 2 to Surveillance. Lenny Morn's around safely at the moment, and 3 to Prince Lindell. Caledonian Concord about a length, Noblest Roman, Pagliacci, and in the centre Mycord, Jewel. Mycord, Jewel all but fell. He put his nose on the ground, so Harnett's going to have to overcome some heroics again today to win, I feel. Sir Agrafo the rail, next a length away, Mary Ripper, then Surveillance, and 3 to Prince Lindell. Let's see Mycord, Jewel at this one. He jumped it a little safely, and it's Noblest Roman and Caledonian Concord, 2 to Mycord, Jewel, who appears to have recovered all right. Pagliacci already looks beaten. Sir Agrafo next a length, Mary Ripper as they go to the next from Surveillance, and about 6 lengths away Prince Lindell. Caledonian Concord being taken on by Noblest Roman, and Mycord, Jewel's only 3/4 of a length away, and 3 to Sir Agrafo at the next as they go over it. 2 or 3 lengths Mary Ripper, another 2 Pagliacci under the whip. Surveillance now being called upon, and 6 lengths to Prince Lindell. Caledonian Concord led at the 1,000. A length Noblest Roman, a half Mycord, Jewel, who's got a lot of ability on the flat as they go to the next hurdle. And over it they go. Mycord, Jewel's raced up and joined Caledonian Concord with Noblest Roman. A length and a half to Sir Agrafo. Surveillance winding up, got past Mary Ripper, and 20 lengths Pagliacci and Prince Lindell. Mycord, Jewel took the lead at the 700. Led about a half length Noblest Roman. A length away Caledonian Concord. Sir Agrafo saving ground on the inside. A half length to Surveillance running on well, and 2 to Mary Ripper. Into the straight they've got 2 to jump. Mycord, Jewel's about 3/4 of a length in front. Caledonian Concord, Noblest Roman, he's gone down to the rail, Harnett. Surveillance out in what might be better going, and then Sir Agrafo. At the second last, Mycord, Jewel's getting away, led 2 or 3 lengths, and he's dashed away now. From Surveillance, Caledonian Concord, Sir Agrafo, and then Noblest Roman. At the last, Mycord, Jewel's drawn 5 in front, up and over and home. Caledonian Concord touched his nose on the ground. Surveillance went to second, and then Sir Agrafo. But he's only had 6 starts over the hurdles, this fellow, and he's won 5, and he's a very good horse. He'll win by 6 or 7 lengths. Sir Agrafo, what a good performance by him first up over the hurdles, this time in for second. Then Surveillance, Caledonian Concord, Mary Ripper, Noblest Roman, Prince Lindell, and Pagliacci's last.
Well, Nick Harnett, he seems to think that he's got to do this every week. He's just made a miraculous recovery on Mycord, Jewel over at about the 9 furlong post, 1,800 metres out. It was down on its nose. There's no doubt, as you called it, Bruce, its nose went along the ground, and I suppose...
Jill 110 and 65, Seragrapho 130, Surveillance 120 as the Channel 10 helicopter in the background comes in, Quinella 770, and the trifecta $54.25. In the second, it's 2...
Set to go in Brisbane. Race 1, the Prestige Litho handicap, they're off.
Very quickly, and Zeditape came out smartly as well. He's the joint leader. Lovetown showing speed in the early part, going up very quickly on the outside of Gypsy Rogue and about to run to the lead. I'm settling down. Lovetown takes over, leads by 3/4 of a length. Gypsy Rogue second. A length and a half away third. Zeditape up on the outside of Nightly Touch. Followed by Unforeseen and Bentley Park together. 2 to Vain Omen, a break of 6 lengths to Vadru. Then Cross Purpose and Raidler last of all. Coming down the side, they've got 650 metres to go. Lovetown the outside, Gypsy Rogue the inside. They're together. They're going stride for stride at the moment. Nightly Touch a length and a half away third on the inside of Zeditape. 1 to Bentley Park a little bit wide. Unforeseen in the middle. Vain Omen next on the inside. 6 lengths Vadru, then Cross Purpose and Raidler last. Into the straight, 450 metres to go. Gypsy Rogue kicked away, led by almost a length on Lovetown. Zeditape now pulled to the outside. He's wobbling about a little bit, but he's hitting top gear. He's after Gypsy Rogue. Unforeseen behind them, and then Bentley Park, 250 metres to go. Hall riding pretty confidently. He's joined Gypsy Rogue. It's Zeditape just in front of Gypsy Rogue. He leads him by a neck or so. They're well clear of Unforeseen, and Zeditape just coming away in the last little bit. Hall forced to slap him up a little bit. He rides him hands and heels, and he beats Gypsy Rogue by a length. That was a nice pipe opener for the big one on Monday. Third, either Bentley Park or Unforeseen, followed in by Raidler, who made up ground. The next one home was Vadru, Nightly Touch, Vain Omen, Lovetown.
1, 2 and 3 across the line. 1, 2, 3 in racebook order in the first event. Zeditape, by all means, not impressive, but he was a class above them. 60 cents is the expected win return. Money back a place, 50 cents. 2 Gypsy Rogue, 65 cents. And $2.15 for number 3, Bentley Park. It's 1, 2 and 3 after race number 1. The second event at Eagle... First event in Brisbane, Zeditape 60 cents and money back 50. Gypsy Rogue second 60 cents and Bentley Park third $2.10. 1, 2, 3. Quinella 125 and the trifecta very popular $7.10. That's race 1 at Eagle Farm. The
third, the last start winner Mardi Gras.
Racing Sydney.
Pride and King Chaos moved through on the inside with reaction from Hit Again Benny. Grolette now settles on the outside of Hit Again Benny. 2 to bottom line and a length off to Mr. Marceau at the rear. After 350, Prince Invader assumes control 3/4 on Sanhedrin's Pride. A line of 3 behind Sanhedrin's Pride. Luskin Galaxy 3 out. King Chaos the centre was checked off the heels of Sanhedrin's Pride. Reaction getting along the fence. A length away is Grolette taking closer order from Hit Again Benny. A length and a half to bottom line and 3/4 the outside. Mr. Smarso at the rear. 900 out as they commence the run down the side, and Prince Invader is the leader. More than a length on Sanhedrin's Pride. King Chaos is now 3 wide. Luskin Galaxy following King Chaos. Reaction the inside. 3/4 Grolette on the outside of Hit Again Benny. 2 lengths off to bottom line, and Mr. Marceau at the rear. Gee, this has the earmarkings of being a good race as they come to the bend. 600 out. Prince Invader a half on Sanhedrin's Pride. King Chaos. Grolette is poking through the centre with Hit Again Benny. Reaction on the inside looking for a run. Luskin Galaxy has dropped out from Mr. Marceau. Homeward bound at the 400 now. Prince Invader's kicked away from Sanhedrin's Pride. Grolette is the widest runner with Mr. Marceau. Both are running home fairly, but Prince Invader's gone for home at the 200. It's 2 on Mr. Marceau, starting to unwind. The others can't win. They're headed by Hit Again Benny and Grolette, but with 100 to run, Prince Invader in front. Mr. Marceau's not going to get it, and Prince Invader left alone in the lead is going to run them off their legs. And Prince Invader wins a length and a half, Mr. Marceau. Hit Again Benny ran third, followed by Grolette. The next one home, bottom line, Sanhedrin's Pride. Reaction, Luskin Galaxy, and the last one home in the race was King Chaos.
2, 5 and 8. Paul Ambrosoli calls them. Prince
Invader was 310 and 85. Second, Mr. Marceau, 225. Third, Hit Again Benny, 130. The Quinella was $26.70, and the trifecta $315.50. Randwick race 2, 258 correct weight. Go. And Prime Risk missed the start, and he's last the favourite. Plush Embassy straight to the front. Special Recipe away well with Going Alone and going out fast. Surrealism again today. Rest has begun all right with Foxwise and Dominant Habit on the inside. Black Manor outside of it. Prime Risk has made up some ground early. Horizontal's one of the last with Bush Brandy as they settle. Prime Risk checked badly and getting flattened and way out the back as Bush Brandy lost about 5 lengths. Squire's Fortune led at the 1,000. A half to Surrealism and Fox Wise is moving up quickly and going around them. Flamenco King, which is a surprise. He came from the back last time he won. A length further back, Plush Embassy 5th. A length to Going Alone, then Black Man, a Good Time Dancer. Wonder Dominant Habit, a half length further back, Special Recipe with Rest and Prime Risk. Giving them a big start, Prime Risk. A length till 2 further back on the field, Horizontal, and 5 lengths Bush Brandy. On the turn, about 600 to go, and it's Flamenco King about a length in front of Squire's Fortune. Black Manor, they're coming wide. Fox Wise, Surrealism looking for a run with Plush Embassy. Prime Risk starting to bullock his way out. Good Time Dancer and Special Recipe right down the outside. 300 to go, Squire's Fortune tackled by Black Manor. Surrealism struggling. Prime Risk out wide, and then Good Time Dancer and Fox Wise. Squire's Fortune, Black Manor together from Flamenco King and Prime Risk coming home well. Black Manor's just in front. Prime Risk is going to challenge very late. Black Manor's a neck in front. Highland pulls the whip. Prime Risk finds something. He puts his head in front and wins. From Black Manor, 3rd Squire's Fortune, Flamenco King. Then Surrealism further back, Going Alone. Behind them, Plush Embassy. Then came Fox Wise, Rest, Good Time Dancer, Horizontal, Dominant Habit. One of the last, Special Recipe, and Bush Brandy whipped them in.
Well,
Black Manor 3.30, Squire's Fortune $2. There is a protest, we'll tell you about it in a moment. 22.75 the Quinella, trifecta 5.22 even, and the running double 3.10. Now the protest is 4th against 3rd. That's Flamenco King against Squire's Fortune for alleged interference between the 400 and 100 metre mark. So that's a protest, 4th against 3rd. Riding change in the next, the Glams, P.
Set to jump now, racing. Danaher, a shade slow near the inside. Glamoucha bounced out in front, and Sunset Hill began nicely. He's one of the joint leaders with My Huddy Star and Bogart's Kingdom. Rimlad is handy but wide in the early part, and so is the Silver Scorpio. Glamoucha popping in behind them over on the rails, then Bold Bijou, Avon Lodge, Copper Planet Viwara, and Danaher drops out to the rear. Heading into the first bend, coming up towards the 1850. Bogart's Kingdom, 2 wide, takes the lead. Leads by almost a length on Sunset Hill, who seems to have settled well. Rimlad is a neck away 3rd on the outside. Wonder Bold Bijou trapped 3 deep, resting on the outside of My Huddy Star and Glamoucha. Length further back to Danaher on the inside of Sir Silver Scorpio. Avon Lodge is still there in the middle. Viwara second last, and Copper Planet now drops out last. They lead the 1,600 metre point behind them, heading into the back, no speed on. Rimlad pops up on the outside of Bogart's Kingdom to be the joint leader. Bold Bijou is a length and a half away 3rd, and Sunset Hill, the favourite, getting a cosy run 4th on the rails. A half to Sir Silver Scorpio, 3 deep still, followed by My Honey Star and then Glamoucha, Avon Lodge, Danaher. Second last is Viwara, and Copper Planet still at the rear. 1,200 metres out, Rimlad the leader. It's Rimlad a neck in front. Bogart's Kingdom still has the advantage of the inside. Bogart's Kingdom second, a length and a half away 3rd, Bold Bijou. Sunset Hill 4th on the rails. Then Sir Silver Scorpio still out fairly deep. My Honey Star pushed along a little bit in the middle. Glamoucha next on the inside. 1 to Avon Lodge, 1 to Danaher, and a half to Viwara. 3 off last is Copper Planet. Onto the far turn, 850 metres to go. Rimlad the outside, Bogart's Kingdom the inside. They've been the joint leaders right from the word go. Bold Bijou, 3/4 of a length away 3rd, going up 3 deep. Sunset Hill in a little bit of a pocket, 4th over on the inside now. And then Sir Silver Scorpio, My Honey Star, Glamoucha, Avon Lodge, Viwara, Danaher, and Copper Planet. They run towards the home turn, 450 metres to go. Bogart's Kingdom the inside, Rimlad the outside. They're the leaders. Bold Bijou a length away 3rd. Rimlad under the whip now. Bold Bijou going up to join them. Bogart's Kingdom under the whip now. My Honey Star pulled to the outside. Sunset Hill back behind them. He can't get a crack at them. Then Danaher and Avon Lodge. Well down past the 200 metre mark. Bold Bijou swept to the lead. Sunset Hill, he's getting him into the clear. Williams is throwing everything bar his boot at the favourite, and he's coming at Bold Bijou. Bold Bijou in front of Sunset Hill. Sunset Hill grabbed him, and the favourite's going to get the money. It's Sunset Hill first. Sunset Hill beat Bold Bijou. My Honey Star 3rd, Avon Lodge 4th. Then Danaher, followed in by Copper Planet and Viwara. Well back was Glamoucha, then Rimlad, and Sir Silver Scorpio, one of the last over the line.
1, 6 and 4 past the post at Eagle Farm.
We are
In Melbourne has been dismissed. The minor protest has been dismissed, and correct weight is there. Race 2 at Flemington. Eagle Farm Race 2, Sunset Hill $1.10 and 60. Bold Bijou $2.70. My Heli Star third $1.25, and the Quinella and Trifecta will be with us shortly. Race number 3 in Sydney. The shorteners Balmoral into $1. Very well supported, and Fancy Flight $4.95, and it's into $3.95. And the Drifters, Seal with a Kiss out to $2.35, Just a Taste $10.80, Mixed Up now $8.50, and Excited is drifted from $2.80 to $5.75. They're the Drifters for race number 3 at Randwick. Plenty
Has
happening.
now dropped to the rear on settling down, and Seal with a Kiss will take up the running, and Seal with a Kiss shows the way, racing to the 1300 by more than a length on Just a Taste. 3/4 back in the centre is Raid Imperial. On the fence next is Mixed Up, and 2 lengths away Balmoral. 3/4 Excited the rails, and this relegates Fancy Flight to the rear. To the 1100 they run, and Seal with a Kiss allowed to do its own thing in front, shows the way by a half length on Just a Taste. Raid Imperial lobbing along kindly third, and the same can be said for Mixed Up on the inside. Balmoral is off the fence about 3 wide, starting to move up a shade. A length and a half back is Fancy Flight, just behind Balmoral, and Excited as the tail ender. Seal with a Kiss leads them as they come to the 600. Its break is a half on Just a Taste. Balmoral is now surging forward 3 and 4 deep. Raid Imperial the centre. On the fence is Mixed Up, a length and a half Excited, and Fancy Flight is moving to the outside as they come to the bend. They're starting to attack the leader, Seal with a Kiss on the corner. Just a Taste has grabbed it, 3 out Raid Imperial, forcing Balmoral 4 wide on the bend. They were followed by Mixed Up. Excited's going for an inside run, and Fancy Flight to the outside. Here's a go. Balmoral and Just a Taste assumed the lead, but Fancy Flight's the threat. Raid Imperial I don't think can come on. The leader at the 200 is Just a Taste over Balmoral. Fancy Flight's gathering them in on the outside. Just a Taste and Fancy Flight come away. Fancy Flight, Just a Taste. Just a Taste got its head in front near home and will win. Just a Taste scrambles over the line. Just a Taste by a head on the post to Fancy Flight, with Balmoral third, the weight told. They were followed by Mixed Up with Excited. 4 away Sealed with a Kiss, and Raid Imperial refused to race kindly in the
6-4 and 1. 6-4-1 across the line. 5-4-1. It's 5-4-1 across the line in Sydney. $14.90 is the expected win dividend for number 5, Just a Taste. The runners are in the mounting yard. Philip Gibbs and the racing panel.
To Taste $14.90 and $4.25. Fancy Flight $1.15. No third for Balmoral. Correct weight in Sydney. $44.80 the Quinella, and $307.50 the Trifecta for 5, 4 and 1. In the glass, set racing, and they jumped away almost in one with Sustanis out wide and Cobbler Boy. Just returned. Roger and Out got away well. Trainery near the inside, and Commission Red up there today. Golden Sino, and dropping out last is Tengahari. Over the first of 17, they'll enter the straight and have 5 in the straight the first time, and it's Cobbler Boy about a half to a length in front of Roger Out. Crosses over in front of him. Then Commission Red. Trainery Just Return as they go over at Sir Teak. Behind them Golden Sino, Sustanis, and 3 lengths Tengahari. They make a pretty sight in the lane, and Cobbler Boy away by 6 lengths to Roger and Out. Commission Red, Trainery, Sir Teak, Just Return the outside. 2 to Golden Sino, Sustanis at the 4th, and 3 to Tengahari. Cobbler Boy led about 8 lengths, and second placing Roger and Out. Then Commission Red, Just Return as they go to the next in the lane. Cobbler Boy jumping dashingly, led about 6 or 7. Roger and Out second. Commission Red third, Just Return 4th, Sir Teak 5th. Then Trainery 7th, Sustanis 8th, Golden Sino, and last Tengahari. Leaving the straight, and Tengahari's over it safely. 25 to 30 lengths covered them, and Cobbler Boy by 5 lengths. Roger and Out second, a length away on the fence, Commission Red. 2 to Just Return, about a half length Satik saving ground. 3 to Trainery. 2 to Sustanis, 2 lengths Golden Sino already hard ridden, and 2 or 3 lengths to Tengahari. Over the first of 4, Roger and Out all but sold out, and Just Return whacked it hard. And Cobbler Boy led 6 lengths, Roger and Out, who has to steady up at the next. Then on the fence, Commission Red, a length and a half, Satik jumping very well. 3 to Just Return, Sudaster, Stannis, a length, Trainery, Golden Sino, and Tengahari. Something's gone amiss with it, I feel. He may be pulled up. Cobbler Boy wrapped into that one and only led it 2 or 3 lengths. Tengahari's out the back. In second placing is Commission Red. Yes, Tengahari's going to be eased out. That's bad luck for the Tasmanian champion. Roger and out second. Third, Commission Red, Satik the Rail travelling well. Sixth to Just Return, Trainer Recess, Dennison 10 lengths away, Golden Sino and Tengahari 100 metres away. Out to the Abattoirs Treble, and Cobbler Boy a length and a half, Satik, who looks the one in the run. I know it's a long way out. Roger and out, Commission Red, 3 or 4 lengths away, Sir Stannis and Trainery. 4 lengths further back in the field behind them to Just Return, another 4 or 5 then to Golden Sino, and forget all about Tengahari. Over the second of the treble, the boy on Roger and out called for a cap, but he went up and joined Cobbler Boy at the third. He almost fell, he did. Roger and out's come down, Trainery went over the top of him. Let's hope the horse and rider are okay. Cobbler Boy led 2 or 3, Sir Teek's going to challenge him hard though. 3 lengths away, Commission Red, 4 or 5 to Sir Stannis with 4 to jump. Trainery's improving around the outside, 2 to Just Return, and Golden Sino hard ridden. Well, Cobbler Boy's got the score of fitness on Satik, but Satik might have the class as they go over that. He gives Cobbler Boy a crack with the whip, and he leads a length and a half. 3 to Trainery running on, and then Commission Red, Sir Stannis, and a gap to Just Return. Cobbler Boy being joined by Satik and Trainery as they go to this one. They're about to enter the straight. 3 lengths away, Commission Red, and then Sir Stannis. 1 to get over in the glams. Cobbler Boy under the whip. Sir Teek's gone up and joined him and maybe headed him. 2 lengths away, Trainery. 5 lengths, Commission Red. Sir Stannis, a long gap to Just Return, and Golden Sino running on very late. Cobbler Boy comes to the last where Sir Teek an important fence. They go to a Cobbler Boy jump to the half, Sir Teek and a half, Trainery. A big finish coming up, and then Sir Stannis. Sir Teek and Trainery go up and join Cobbler Boy. Trainery takes a narrow lead. Cobbler Boy and Sir Teek try to go with him. Trainery's about a half in front. Cobbler Boy's coming again. It's Cobbler Boy on the inside. Trainery on the outside, stride for stride. Trainery's ahead in front. He's going to outstay him. Comes away and wins 3/4 to a length to Cobbler Boy. Sir Teek third. Lack of a run beat him. Golden Sino will like the Grand National. He keeps running on from Sir Stannis, Commission Red, Just Return. Roger and out fell at the one at the Abattoirs. And he doesn't look too good, poor Roger and out. I don't want to have another look at him, unfortunately. And Tengahari, well, he's trotting back at the 2,000. We'll catch up with him in a moment because he'll join the other horses. But Des, I'm not too sure what went wrong with him as well.
Tengahari just probably...
45 and 170. Cobbler Boy 125. Satik 90. Quinella 24.25. Trifecta 210.25. Running Double $21.70. And Daryl Cannon did walk back to Casualty. So that's good news after Roger and out falling. Now the extra double of profit.
They're racing in the Derby. Bravery in the centre began very quickly, and Ascot Lane came out smartly. Jubilee Jack a little bit slow to get going. Ironic Lady ridden for speed near the inside to take up a spot. Brixton Town is handy, and Silver Sierra coming across from out wide. They settle down now, and Ascot Lane into the familiar role of pacemaker. He leads the way. Silver Sierra, length and a half away second, and Ironic Lady beautifully placed third on the inside. The speed looks fairly solid at the post the first time, and there's Bravery popping up into 4th place on the outside. Brixton Town is 5th on the rails. 1 to Judy Ann a bit deep. English Garden next on the outside of Harlan Star. Mr. Dynamite in the middle. Sea Epic a bit wide. Chigaro over on the inside. A length and a half to Bronx Bomber. A break of 2 to Impresetto, getting a fair way back. Racing on the outside of Flying Luskin, and then Jubilee Jack, Mighty Willem, and Be Reasonable as last of all. 25 lengths covering the Derby field as they leave the 1,600 metre point behind them. And Ascot Lane, he's cruising along out in front, leading by 2 lengths. Ironic Lady second. Silver Sierra's a neck away third. 1.5 to Bravery, going easily in the run. She's 4th. 5th on the inside is Brixton Town. 3/4 of a length to Judy Ann, still deep. She's racing on the outside of English Garden and Harlan Star. 1 to Sea Epic, then Chigaro. Further back in the field came Bronx Bomber, and then Mr. Dynamite. Impresetto a long way back with Flying Luskin, Jubilee Jack, Mighty Willem, and Be Reasonable still last of all. Ascot Lane the leader, 1,000 metres out, leads by 2 lengths. Silver Sierra second. Third over on the inside, Ironic Lady, and he's pushing her along a little bit now. 1 to Bravery, 4th on the outside.